Hey guys, this lesson's on Introduction to Motion. And one of the most basic formulas in motion in physics is velocity equals distance over time. And before we get started, we should know that there is a difference between velocity and speed. Now in real life they're pretty interchangeable and stuff. But in physics, we say velocity is a vector and speed is a scalar. And the difference between a vector and a scalar is a scalar just has a magnitude. So for instance, like speed would just be like 13 miles an hour or 23 miles an hour or 1,000 miles an hour, while a vector has a magnitude and a direction. So a vector would just be something like 13 miles an hour north or something, or 15 miles an hour south, or 83 miles an hour negative east, or something like that. So it's pretty, it's important to know those when we talk about it. We won't need it much now, but it's a good thing to keep in mind when you go into physics. So let's take a look at this equation here. This velocity equals distance over time. Well, we want to look at this as, let's give some arbitrary numbers in there. Let's say we go 100 meters, meters being a measurement in distance, in 10 seconds, seconds being a measurement of time. So if you do division on this, then this will come out to just be 10 meters per second, which is a measurement of velocity. Because in physics, it's very important that you multiply, you don't just multiply numbers, you multiply units also. So in this case, we multiplied, we did the meters over seconds. So it's important that we have meters per second there. And in some cases, you'll get some units where units will cancel out and stuff, so you can get back. Just like, here, let's do an example of one. Let's say we're going 10 meters per second. And we're going to see how far we go in 100 seconds. So in this case, we're trying to find the distance. So we're going 100 seconds, we're going 10 meters per second for 100 seconds, and we're going to try to find the distance. So we just use simple algebra to bring this 100 seconds over here. So it's 100 seconds times 10 meters per second equals the distance. Now in this case, here, let me write it more like this. Over 1 and 10 meters for every 1 second. Just so we can see this more clearly. So we can see that there is a seconds on the top here and a seconds on the bottom here. So we can cancel them out. So that way we're rid of that, and the rest of the problem is just 100 times 10 meters. So our distance equals 1,000 meters. And that's how you do problems like that. You can notice this right because meters is a measurement of distance. So that's how you do basic movement problems in physics. If you have any other questions or anything, just please feel free to send me a line, and I'll be happy to answer all your physics questions. I'll probably make a video for it. So I'll see you next lesson.